Karlina Christensen-Lee, HR Director for Gannett and the USA Today Network in the West. You know, I think back to when I got into HR, and I consider myself that accidental HR professional and didn't really intend to go into HR, but was interviewing for an operations role. And the day that I interviewed, someone in HR had resigned. And before I knew it, they were on the phone with me saying, "What about HR? We want you to come work for us." And, I thought, what do I have to lose? New out of college, first real career, and entered into this career path that has kind of captured my heart and is my future. And when I think about starting in HR, one of the biggest challenges I had was on a get-to-know-you status with a manager that I was supporting. So I was maybe 2 weeks into my job, and I remember this manager looking at me saying, "Hey, it's great to know who you are as a person, but you're never going to help me. HR is my obstacle. It's not a profession or a division that helps me get my job done. Instead, I have to look at my staff and tell them about a new policy or something that went wrong, and I'm the person out there as the messenger." And I remember thinking, well, gosh, first of all, you don't know me because I'm pretty stubborn, and we got to find a way to fix this. I may not know much about HR, but I know quite a bit about how to solve problems. And I really kind of made it my mission over the course of the next couple weeks to spend more time with that manager. And this was in supply chain for a major retailer. And when I think about that time, I must have walked probably 15 to 20 miles with them side by side out on the warehouse floor, 1.25 miles every loop, trying to understand what these issues were and why he felt HR and my team of direct reports were his obstacle. So as I dug in and really started to get to know the story, he would tell me, gosh, when your team doesn't enter my employee's vacation form because maybe it was on my desk and I wasn't as organized, and you come back and tell me that's great, it'll be on their next paycheck, you forget that person working on that equipment for 10 hours a day is thinking for 10 hours a day how they have to go home and tell their spouse that it might be tight on the mortgage this month, or they can't do that family outing over the weekend because I, as their manager, didn't get that vacation report in. And it hit me as I got to know stories like that this group of, HR, as we consider ourselves, often lets policy and rules guide us when really we need to live in the gray a little bit more. And as I've really started to dig in and problem solve through these stories he was telling me, it helped me understand how to do my job better. At the end of the day in HR, it's about the people and how we take care of those people so that we have engaged staff to get us the results that we need so we can run our businesses successfully. When I think about those miles that we walked, 1.25 miles each time, I think about the lessons that it taught me. We have the rules as a guideline, but that doesn't mean we have to stay black and white. More important, it's how we live in the gray and how we find solutions that allow us to have the most engaged people. So I think about when that manager left 5 years later, I remember him coming to me and saying, "Okay, you weren't my obstacle anymore. And what I appreciate the most is that you took the time to find the solution to make sure that you guys were holding up your end of the bargain so that we could go and run our business and not be that obstacle anymore."